Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto, and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the fourth round of the 1953 season, the Belgian Grand Prix. It was held on the 21st of June, it had 22 entries, 20 of them took part in the race, whilst 9 of the 20 participants retired. The race consisted of 36 laps completed in 2 hours, 48 minutes and 30 seconds. Juan Manuel Fangio started the race from pole with Ascari in second and Gonzalez in third. Behind them were Farina, who was fourth on the grid, and Villoresi, who started fifth. Ascari won the race from Villoresi, who finished second, 2 minutes 48.2 seconds later. Onofre Marimon crossed the line in third, he was 1 lap down. De Graafenried finished fourth, he was also 1 lap behind. And rounding off the top 5 was Trintignant, who was also 1 lap behind. Gonzalez managed to post the fastest lap of the race, which was a 4 minute 34.0 second lap, and he did this on only the second lap of the race. Back at the wonderful Spa, one of my personal favorite tracks, and the lap starts off just after the hairpin with a quick sprint down the hill, then up through Eau Rouge, leading onto the Camel Straight, which isn't all that straight. Next we have Lecombe, a medium speed left-hander that has a bit of a camber to help. The next big hurdle is Malmedy, a tricky left-right chicane that falls away from you before the right-hand part. This takes us onto the Masta Straight, which is, I believe, the longest straight on the track. Then we come into the Masta Kink, a very fast left-right kink that could catch you off guard if you're not careful. Next is Stavolo, a long right-hander that tightens towards the end. It could be quite tricky if you don't position your car properly. Next is Blanchimont, a fast blind left-hander. And lastly, we come into the final corner of the track, which is La Source, a tight right-hand hairpin that brings us onto the main straight, and that is a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. Coming out of La Source to post the first and unfortunately the only qualifying lap, a 3:55.6, which is just 4/10 of a second slower than Harry Shaw's pole time, which is absolutely amazing. Again, this is the only lap. However, I did try, well, the only lap that's this fast. I tried to go faster, and interestingly enough, I managed to post the fastest lap through sectors 1 and 2. However, every time I got to La Source, I would lose all that time. I don't know what happened, but anyway, you get what you get. So Ascari is on pole, Juan Manuel Fangio is second, Jose Ferdinand Gonzalez starts from third, Harry Schell fourth, and Hawthorne rounding off the top 5. Andy Hicks starts from sixth, which is quite good. Louis Rosier 7th, Farina 8th, Felice Bonetto starts from 9th, Maurice Trintignant is 10th, Onofre Marimon in his Maserati starts from 11th, Sterling Moss is down in 12th, Bira 13th, De Graafenried 14th, Herman Lang starts from 15th, Roberto Mieres 16th, Oscar Galvez starts from 17th, Jean Berra 18th, and Ken Wharton is 19th. So here we are at the Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully this time around we won't have the same thing we had at the Dutch Grand Prix. I don't think I could take that. I really don't. But here we are off, and yes, the track is a bit damp at the moment. However, I'm hoping that the conditions will improve in the coming laps. Hopefully towards the end, who knows, but we lose a couple of positions. We are down in 9th as a couple of cars lose control, and that's mainly the reason why I lost places, because I was trying to be as cautious as possible as Felice Bonetto overtakes us and we drop back down to 8th, and Prince Bira is challenging us, and he goes through in his Connaught as we come into Lecombes here, and again careful through here because I know that the AI isn't very good through here, and we move up into 6th with Mike Hawthorne right behind us. I'm pretty sure he will be able to eventually pass us, at least I think. And here we have another look at the replay of this. Well, not another look. Here we have a replay of the start as we come down into La Source. Again, I lose a couple of positions, but that was mainly due to the fact that I was trying to be as cautious as possible because I want to have a car that's drivable, and that means you try to keep it out of uh, trouble. And here is a replay of Prince Bira, who actually has an engine problem despite the fact that we don't see any smoke. He does retire due to an engine problem, although he also seems to have problems navigating the track. This is Nino Farina losing control of his Ferrari coming out of the source, which is actually quite accurate. That could happen if you go too fast through there, well, in real life at least. Towards the end of the lap, we have Gonzalez. They're crashing into one of his fellow Maserati drivers. I think we'll find out who it was quite soon. And there is Berra losing control of his Cooper, goes up the embankment there, and unfortunately there's no way to get back onto the track, so he will have to retire as well. This is Herman Lang in his Maserati coming around. That was one of the Ferraris losing control, and that was what caused him to be in the way, and that unfortunately wiped out both Galvez and Lang. And here we have Mike Hawthorne, who crashes into Galvez's Maserati, and those are 6 retirements, and we haven't even finished lap 1. So it doesn't look very good already, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. Hopefully there aren't going to be any more retirements, or if there are going to be, not many. And here we are coming around to finish the lap, coming out of the source. Mike Hawthorne, I'm not sure what happened to him. He probably lost control of the car there. He took me by surprise. I didn't actually expect him to be there, but oh well. We are down in 6th and we come into Malmedy here, and oh my god, there are a bunch of cars there. I almost thought that was my wheel. That was quite hairy, guys. I thought that was the end of the race, but thankfully we managed to stay out of trouble. As we have a look at a replay of Juan Manuel Fangio, who comes into Malmedy and crashes into Nino Farina's number 10 Ferrari there, and they both lose their wheels. And we now have a look at Nino Farina, who comes into Malmedy, loses control on the right-hander, which is actually quite easy to do. It's very tricky as the track falls away from you, and that was what caused that accident. So unfortunately those are 2 more retirements to add to the list, as we now try to overtake Sterling Moss, who overtook us after the crash, and we managed to do it quite nicely. And coming into the source, Sterling Moss once again overtakes us, however not for long, as we have a much better exit out of the hairpin and regain that lost position. And there was a car at the side of the track there, not sure who it was, but I think we'll have a replay. Yes, we do. We are looking at Louis Rosier, who loses control of the car as he comes out of the source and onto the main straight, crashes into the pit wall there, which is actually shouldn't be there. There were no pit walls back in 1953, and then weird physics got to happen. Anyway, coming into the source for one final time, believe it or not, nothing happened. We have Jose Fernando Gonzalez in front of us. We have a much better exit out of the source. Can we? Yes, we take the win of the Belgian Grand Prix, an actual legitimate win. This was absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. We won the Belgian Grand Prix and we did it properly. And look at that! Look at how many people have actually finished the race. This is absolutely amazing. Finally, I can feel happy about winning a race. Amazing. I really wish every single race would end like this. This was absolutely fantastic. I really am happy about this. And that finish was really nice. I mean, I was actually battling Gonzalez, Gonzalez for quite a while for the past 2 or 3 laps, which paid off in the end. So that was quite a good race, at least in my opinion. I really had fun, and at least we actually properly won the race by actually racing other cars. So yeah, I feel good about this. Hopefully the rest of the season will go, if not exactly like this, close to this. So yeah, quite happy about it. Anyway, here are the career statistics, and this was Andy's 28th Grand Prix. His best start is from 5th, no pole positions yet, has set 6 fastest laps, his best finishes in 1st, has completed 19 races, 18 of those were in the points, has won 12 of those, 2 of those being at the Indianapolis 500, no wins at the Monaco Grand Prix yet, has won 2 championships, has a total of 125 points, has retired 9 times, has experienced 609 out of 781 laps, has 3 bronze trophies, 1 silver trophy, 12 gold trophies, and as an extension, 12 podiums. And here we have a quick look at the championship standings. Andy Higgs continues to grow his lead in the standings. Froilan Gonzalez manages to catch up a bit but not by much. De Graafenried is sharing 6 points with Nino Farina and Roberto Mieres, and we have point scorers all the way down to 10th place, so quite a good amount of people have scored points. Ascari isn't doing all that well though. He is in 17th at the moment and has yet to even finish a single race, which he should do considering that he actually won the Grand Prix. He can still win the Grand Prix. Anyone can win the Grand Prix at this point. I could win it if I win another race. However, if that happens, it's going to be very difficult for anyone else to win. Gonzalez could if he would win 3 more races, and at least one of those would have a fastest lap posted by him as well, so he would have the maximum of 9 points. But anyway, that was it for the Belgian Grand Prix. I had a lot of fun this time, and I really hope that this is how the next 5 races will go. It would be really amazing if that would happen. But anyway, this is the end of the race and of the video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team. Link is in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, stay sharp.